All right, here we go again. Time zone configuration. We must make sure that our routers are in the correct time zone. Now, do we know our time zones? No, we don't. There's a lot of time zones around the world. Some of us do, some of us don't. If you don't, that's why we have Google for it, because that's what I did. All right. So we need to put the correct time zone, meaning where that node is at, where that router is at. You need to know the time zone for it. So you need to know how to do it. So guess what? We're going right back into the same lab, and we're going to go ahead and configure that time zone. See you in there. All right. Hey, this lab looks familiar. Yes, it's the same backup and restore lab, but what we're going to do is they want to make sure, as we spoke of already, the time zone. We got to make sure that our routers are in their correct time zones. So you need to know all the time zones of the world. No, of course not. That's why we have Google in order to tell us that. All right. So what you're going to do is, let's just pick this. We picked on router 0 enough. Let's pick on router 1. Let's go ahead and we'll just do this right here. Put the packet tracer right next to it. Okay. All right, good to go. Enough. We can always go like this. All right, we're working on this router right here, router 1. Now we all know about the clock command. We all know that. Clock, right? You can set the time. All right, you can do all the, and it all depends on your iOS. What you can do, obviously, this is the packet tracer. You can't do much because there is a read the calendar command. Okay, so it'll read the calendar. It'll update everything itself. Okay, but we're not doing the clock command. We're doing a clock command, but we're doing it for the time zone. So we got to go to global configuration, and there's a clock command there too, as you can see it right there. All right, and we do clock. And you do question mark, look at that. Time zone. Well, okay, give your time zone a word. I'm going to call it sunny. Okay, and then you need to know your time zone. How do you know it? Google it. I Googled mine. -5. That's my time zone. There you go. Okay, so now I set the time zone for the router. Okay, not a huge complicated command, but you can set an offset if you wanted to. All right, but again, you don't need to. All right, that's optional, but you need to set your time zone. I mean, I can see setting the clocks because if you have domain controllers, domain controllers, they need to be synchronous, synchronized with each other. All right, in the same sites. Obviously, if you're going from China to United States, that's a totally different story. But you need to make sure that the routers are in the correct time zone, that you do have the correct clock set. So, you can either set it yourself manually or just tell it to read the calendar or update the calendar. It'll do it all on its own. All right. And you can even do for daylight savings times and all sorts of craziness. All right. But for this particular lecture, all it really cares is that you know how to set the time zone. There you go. Global configuration, clock, time zone, give it a name. I call this sunny because I'm in sunny Florida. And then it's what's my time zone? -5. How do I know this? I Googled it. All right. So that's it. That's all there's to that. Not a big deal. All right. So I'll see you guys. And remember always to copy everything. I'll see you guys outside the lab. How easy is that? Come on. One simple command. That's all it is. Time zone. You give it a name, and then mine was sunny, and it was -5. All right, so that's all you do. That's all you do. Yes, your clocks need to be configured. They should be, right? Depending on your iOS and the feature set that it has, you can go ahead and put clock, read, calendar, update, daylight savings time. You can do all that stuff, all right? But the time zone, definitely that was a pretty easy one-liner, okay? So now our routers are in the same time zone. We're good to go. It's very important so they can synchronize, they can talk to each other correctly, especially when it comes to authentication and things like that. All right, so I will see you in the next.